But I want to jump in real quick to just to masculinity, because obviously I just wrote a book about it. I've been thinking a lot about it. And I just want to ask you, has there ever been a moment where, because of our conditioning as men, sometimes we can just fall into learned behavior, right? We've all been socialized to think that we got to be the providers, that we got to be the center of attention, right? These are all things that we're not born with. We're taught this stuff. Was there ever a moment where you just had to shed all that stuff and be like, okay, I was a super successful entertainment lawyer. Like, I was the king of the household, and now I've married this badass, powerful woman, and holy crap, she's the vice president. Maybe your ego might have told you something like I'm not as important. I'm just curious. Did you wrestle with anything on this journey?
It's such a great point, and it's such a great thing to be talking about. And it's something I've thought about, especially in getting ready to talk to you. And it's this whole thing about, manliness and, what it means to be a man. And some of the images on the video are just so, to me, so wrong. I mean, what is strength? To me, it's strong to show someone you love them and show someone you will protect them and provide for them. And it's okay to show it. And but that doesn't mean you're weak. I think that means you're strong. You don't have to talk tough to be tough. And so it's this didn't just, for me, I have a very healthy ego. I'm confident. I was successful. And I don't lack for any of that, but I'm always curious at men who have to, thump their chest to show, how big they are. That's pretty small to me. You got to be vulnerable. You got to be willing to let people see you, who you are, so they can trust you, so they know you have their back, and you're going to be there for them. And that's kind of how I roll. That's how I've always rolled. And it just didn't happen because I met Kamala Harris. It was really, put into my blood and soul by my father and my mother, who were, mom is a super strong woman, competitive athlete. She was really just showed me what a strong woman could be. And then my dad, who just worked his tush off, traveled the world, was a women's shoe designer. So he was in a field of art, and yet he was one of the strongest, toughest, most self-actualized men I know, and taught me so much, including the value of hard work. And what makes you, part of what makes you who you are is what you can do for your family, not just by money, though, by love and by care and by being there.